After making it all the way to the Super Bowl last season, the San Francisco 49ers really fell off. So today, I'm going to be giving myself 4 seasons to rebuild the San Francisco 49ers, and the goal is to win them a Super Bowl. But as you're about to see right now, I mean, it looks like the San Francisco 49ers are already in a position to contend for a Super Bowl, because the offense that they have right now is looking pretty loaded. And on the other hand, I'd say the 49ers do still have one of the best defenses in the NFL. I mean, the main reason that this team didn't make the playoffs this season was because of all of the injuries. So if we can stay healthy, I feel like we should be able to make the playoffs in year number 1. And the NFC was absolutely loaded this season. So us going 10-7 was barely enough to put us in the playoffs, and the Rams obviously won the division. So to start things off, we have to play the Lions on the road. And I really wish that I could tell you that I have confidence in us winning this game, but to be honest with you, the Lions have been an absolute force this season. So even though we do have a pretty solid roster, if we win this game, I feel like this is going to be a major upset. We're already down by 10 points right now. So if we don't score on this drive, I don't know what's going to happen from there on out. I mean, I feel like we need to get in the end zone here, or we are going to have a big problem on our hands. But I'm going to keep it on the ground with McCaffrey, who's going to get caught pretty quickly. I was hoping for a bit more than that, but he only got 1 yard there. So I'm going to try and run a slant. Hopefully Ayuk can get open. We should have that. That's going to be a first down, and he's going to stay up through all of the contacts. If we bring this back for a touchdown, that's a crazy play. We're at the 1 yard line. I was not expecting that out of Brandon Ayuk today, but that crazy pickup is going to bring it all the way to the 1. If we win this, that has to be like the play of the game for us, but it looks like McCaffrey's going to lose 2 yards. I guess the Lions are going to give us a bit of a reality check, man. I mean, I'm going to run it one more time, but I feel like the run game's really been pretty brutal today. We're gonna get stopped again. I mean, the thing is, we only need 1 yard, so I'm gonna run it one more time here, but if we get stopped, I'll probably end up putting it in the air. Come on, McCaffrey's finally in. I mean, it took us every attempt that we needed, but McCaffrey's gonna be in for the touchdown, so that will make it a 3-point game. But after that, I mean, it looks like the Lions obliterated us, so we're gonna lose 31-14, which honestly I'm not too surprised about. This Lions team was loaded. I mean, honestly, if the Lions didn't have all of the injuries that they had heading into the playoffs, I feel like that team would have won the Super Bowl. But to end off year number 1, it looks like Lamar Jackson's going to be winning MVP. And this is a Super Bowl I really wasn't expecting to see, but it looks like CJ Stroud led the Texans to a Super Bowl win over the Eagles. But anyways, that's going to bring us to the first offseason of the video. And we were able to re-sign most of the important players, but we are going to be losing Jordan Mason, which might be a little bit of a hit. I mean, I don't want to feel like franchise tagging him, but if we lost McCaffrey, this guy would have been the next guy up. But we're also going to let Debo walk because I feel like he's kind of washed at this point. But that's going to bring us to free agency, and we were able to get 2 pretty solid pickups. Because for the defense, I was able to sign Khalil Mack, and we also got Havenstein for the O-line. I feel like we still need to get a little bit more help for the O-line, though, because Trent Williams retired, which is obviously a huge hit. And it was a very expensive trade that I made with the Buccaneers, but for a first and a second round pick, I was able to bring in Tristan Wirfs. But even with all of the upgrades, this team did kind of struggle a little bit this season, because we're going to go 10-7, which was enough to win the division, but I was expecting a bit more. Either way, obviously we're in the playoffs, and to start things off, we have to play the LA Rams. And at the moment, it looks like we are down by 4 points to the Rams in the 3rd quarter, but if we can score a touchdown here, that will give us the lead. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for right now. The LA Rams have got to be hungry for a dub in this game, though, because they had a crazy second half of the season crash. I mean, these guys started off the year with an 8-0 record, and they finished 9-8, which is absolutely brutal. But I'm going to try and go for George Kittle, who seems to be wide open. That's going to be a first. And after making Brandon Ayuk like the #1 guy on this offense, since we did let Debo walk, he has been insane. I mean, he's gone all the way up to a 94 overall X factor, so he's been balling lately. I'm pretty sure the defense just jumped, so we have a free play here. But anyways, I'm going to try and go for Jennings this time, unless Ayuk can get some separation, because if he does, this might go for a touchdown, but it looks like he's locked up. So I'm going to try and hit Jennings. We're going to throw an interception, though. I did not think they were going to have a chance to bring that ball in, but that is a bad start to this game. I mean, if the Rams score off of that, we are really going to have a problem. And no surprise, the LA Rams were able to score, but on the bright side, we held him to a field goal. So we're still only down by 1 score. I'm hoping we can get in the end zone quickly here. We're going to have George Kittle wide open, and he's going to be gone. That might be a touchdown right there. He's going to be in. So George Kittle is going to tie this game up at 17 once again, but now we need our defense to get a stop for us.
2 seconds later.
Just our luck, though. It looks like the defense was not able to get a stop, and now we only have 23 seconds to keep our playoff hopes alive. We're gonna have Ayuk open. He's gonna be short, though, and it was 4th down, so that's gonna end the game. I mean, he was literally a couple of inches away from having the 1st down, too, so that's a tough way to end off the season. I mean, that's back-to-back years that we're gonna be a 1st-round playoff exit now. But anyways, to end off year number 2, this time it looks like Joe Burrow is going to be winning MVP. And for the 2nd season in a row, the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, but this time they're going to demolish the Bengals. But that's going to bring us to another offseason, and things are starting to look rough. I mean, we only have $1 million left in cap space right now, so we're going to be losing quite a few players. Brock Purdy leaving is going to be a big problem, but I have a plan. I mean, it was a pretty expensive plan, but I feel like this is definitely an upgrade from Brock Purdy, because for 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and Ricky Pearsall, I was able to trade for Jaden Daniels. And another position that we are desperately in need for right now is the right end. So, I mean, this isn't a massive trade, but for a 3rd-round pick, 4th-round pick, and 5th-round pick, I was able to get Jermaine Johnson from the New York Jets. So heading into year number 3, this offense is still pretty solid, but our wide receiver room is pretty weak right now. So we need to heavily rely on Ayuk. On the other hand, we have done a very good job at maintaining this defense. So they're still one of the best in the NFL. And with Jaden Daniels as our quarterback, it looks like we did finally improve to a 12-5 record. And once again, we won the division. It looks like the Eagles managed to go 16-1 though, so that might be an issue later. But anyways, to start off the postseason, we're going to be playing the Atlanta Falcons. And once again, it looks like we are losing, but we're only down by 3 points. So hopefully we can put together a solid drive here. Christian McCaffrey has really been regressing lately though, so I mean, this honestly might be his last season with the team. I might try to trade him after this next season, depending on how this playoff run goes, because he does still have 1 year left on his contract. But anyways, I'm gonna go for another run, and it looks like he's gonna get caught again. That wasn't entirely his fault right there, but that is gonna be a 3-yard loss. So I'm gonna put in the air this time, and hopefully we can get Kadarius Toney open, who I did end up signing in free agency. But I'm gonna try and go for Ayuk this time, and hopefully he can get open. It looks like we are gonna have him, but it's knocked away. So that is gonna bring up a 4th down, but I'm not taking a field goal or punting it away from here. So I'm gonna go for it. We only need 4 yards, and it looks like Kittle's gonna keep us on the field. So that's gonna give us a fresh set of downs. I might try and go back for Kittle here if he can get open. It looks like he's gonna be wide open too, and that is gonna go for a touchdown. So George Kittle is gonna give the lead back to the San Francisco 49ers. Atlanta's not going away just yet though, because we're only up by 4 points with 19 seconds left in the game. So if we can get a stop here, obviously we're gonna get the win. They do still have 2 timeouts to use because they just burned their first one right there, but oh, come on, we're gonna have him too. A field goal is not gonna help, so they're probably gonna need to go for a Hail Mary now. So I gotta make sure that everybody is locked up here, because this is by far the most important play of the game, or not. I guess the next one's gonna be, because it looks like they just ran that so they could get a little bit closer. But now we gotta make sure that nobody is left open, because if they win off of a Hail Mary, I'm gonna be pretty upset. It looks like we're gonna knock it away though, so we are barely gonna hold on for the 4-point win, which will be our first playoff dub of the video, which is going to send us to the divisional round where we have to play the Green Bay Packers. And at least for the last few seasons, it kind of seems like the 49ers have owned the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, so I'm hoping we can keep that streak going, but we are all tied up at 14 right now. I mean, it's no surprise that they're still in it, because even though San Fran does usually take care of the Packers in the playoffs, the Packers always keep it close right to the end. But, oh, dude, I gotta get out of here. That's gonna be a sack and a fumble. So now we gotta go on defense and hope that we can get a stop. I mean, the Packers field position is like top tier right now too, so it's gonna be pretty tough to get a stop, but I feel like our defense definitely can do it. We're gonna bring up a 3rd down. Wasn't really expecting a run out of Jacobs there, so I'm happy that we got the stop, but if we can do that one more time, we are going to hold them to a field goal, which would be great because I'd like to still have a chance to take the lead. He's going to drop that. I mean, we didn't really even have to do anything there. That was just a terrible drop. So we're going to hold them to 3. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to start this drive off with a shot right here because if we can get Ayuk open, this should be a huge play. But if he's locked up, I can just go for George Kittle, who has nobody on him, and he's going to power through as well. So that will bring the ball all the way to the 25-yard line. I'm going to try and go for Kadarius Toney here, but if we can get Ayuk open again, I'll just go for Ayuk again. He's going to be there. And with 9 yards to go, now I feel like I should just use Christian McCaffrey. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully the O-line can hold up for us, and McCaffrey's going to have a clear path to the end zone. So just like that, the San Francisco 49ers are going to take the lead back. But either way, it looks like things did not work out for us after that because Green Bay is going to sneak out of here with a 3-point win. I mean, at least we got a playoff win this season, but once again, we're going to be heading home early. And now we only have one more season to get the job done. So I got to try my best to load this team up in the offseason. But in year number 3, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Lamar Jackson. And Philly's been on one in this video, man, because they made it to the Super Bowl for the 3rd season in a row, but it looks like they're going to get taken down by the Baltimore Ravens. But anyways, I mean, I feel like we need to get some more help for Jaden Daniels on the offense because we have Ayuk and we have Kittle, but other than that, the wide receiver room, as I said, is very weak. So I made a trade with the Eagles, and it did cost another 1st and 2nd round pick, but obviously I was able to bring in Devontae Smith, who is a huge pickup. Our O-line is absolutely brutal right now, though, so I definitely need to make some upgrades to them. So I sent a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick to the Bears for Darrell Wright, and for some more draft picks, I was able to get Johnson from the Chargers, and it cost me my final 1st and 2nd round pick and a 3rd and 5th round pick, but I was able to make a trade with the Bengals for Jenkins Jr., who is currently a 91 overall. And in free agency, I was also able to sign Ryan Kelly for the O-line. So as you can see, heading into our final season, we have built one of the best O-lines in the NFL, and we do also still have a lot of weapons. I decided to keep Christian McCaffrey, and on the other hand, the defense has lost a few players, but they are still stacked. And after all of the upgrades, it looks like we were able to have our best season yet because we're gonna go 14-3 to win the division, and this time we got the 1 seed. And to start off the postseason, it looks like we're gonna be taking on the 9-8 Vikings. But throughout this whole video, I mean, it seems like no matter how good this team has been, every playoff game has been extremely close. And no surprise, the one we're in right now is no different because it's a 4-point game at the moment. McCaffrey's gonna have the 1st down for us though. So since that works so nicely, I'm gonna try and go for a shot right here, and hopefully Skinny Batman can bring this in, bro. I mean, if he's locked up, I'll just go for Kittle, but actually, Kittle's probably our best option. I really wanted to try and do something with Smith there, but considering how this game has been playing out, the last thing that I want to do is throw an interception. So I'm going to be pretty careful with the ball here. Oh, that was kind of dangerous. Kittle got it though. He stopped a lot sooner than I thought he was going to. So if I knew he was going to keep running, I would not have thrown that, but it worked out for us. Either way, it is 3rd down. We're going to have Ayuk open though. So that's another big 1st. Now I'm just going to try and hand it off to McCaffrey, and hopefully he can get the 2 yards that we need for the touchdown. It looks like he is going to be in for the score. So that is going to make it a 2-score lead for the 49ers. And with the little time that was left on the clock, we did somehow turn this into a blowout. So we'll take it 35-17 for another playoff win. So now we're just 1 win away from finally going to the Super Bowl. But for that to happen, we have to beat the Eagles. And Philadelphia has absolutely dominated the NFC throughout this whole video. So if we can get the job done here, that would be a pretty big win for San Fran. We only have 1 minute to get in the end zone here though, because it is almost halftime. And as you can see, this game has been basically all defense. It is scoreless still, which is kind of crazy, but we're gonna have Kittle open, barely, but he's got it. Wasn't expecting that to be such a close call, but either way, that is gonna keep the drive alive. We only have 29 seconds though, so if this doesn't work out, I'll have to call another timeout. Devontae Smith has got it all the way to the 1 yard line though, so I'm just gonna keep it on the ground with McCaffrey, because if we get stopped, I do still have 1 timeout to go. It looks like he's gonna be in for the score though, so we're finally gonna put some points on the board right before the half. This game has continued to be pretty much all defense though, because with 1 minute left in the third quarter, we are still up by 7 points and it's 3rd and 10. So this is a pretty big play right here. If we can stop the Eagles, I'm hoping, oh, that might be a pick. We're gonna get an interception. So we're gonna have great field position if we can bring this back. I mean, Hafunga brought it all the way to the 47-yard line. So I don't think it should be too difficult to get the ball into scoring position now. I mean, even a field goal would give us a 2-score lead. And considering there has not been a whole lot of scoring in this game, that would be pretty big right now. I should not have thrown that. We're going to throw an interception right back. I actually have no idea why I decided to put that in the air. I kind of just rushed it off. I mean, I was too worried about getting sacked. And of course, after that, the Eagles were able to score to tie the game up. But I have a chance to redeem myself right here because all we got to do is burn Philly of their final timeout, which should be gone after this play. And this might seem like a weird decision, but now I'm just going to take a knee because I do not want to give them a chance to tie the game up again. And after that, I just let the clock run down to 2 seconds and they can't ice it or anything because they have no timeout. So as long as this is good, this is gonna send the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl. I mean, coming into this game, I honestly thought that it was gonna be a shootout. So I'm surprised 10-7 was the final score, but I don't care. Now we're just 1 win away from getting the job done. But anyways, to end off the final season of this video, it looks like Josh Allen is gonna be winning MVP. And this is definitely not the team I was expecting to see, but in the Super Bowl, we're gonna be going up against the Jags. And Jacksonville played the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game. So I thought for sure that we were going to be playing them, but obviously the Jags pulled off the upset. So we do got to be careful here because if they can beat Baltimore, they can definitely beat us. But I mean, I feel like this is a bit of an easier matchup. Going up against Lamar Jackson definitely would have been a nightmare. That could be a big play. Kittle dropped it. What just happened? I have never seen that in my life, bro. It bounced off of Kittle, got kicked into the air, and he caught it off the rebound. I mean, I gotta see a replay of that because that was just absolutely brutal, man. It's almost like Madden wants me to win this game, bro. That was crazy, but I'm gonna try and go back for Ayuk. This time, he's not gonna get a lot of yardage. I might try and go for Cohen on this route right here because I feel like he's probably gonna be the best option. We almost got hit there, but it is gonna be a first down. So 11 yards to go and we're in the end zone. I'm gonna try and go for Devontae Smith here if he's locked up, which it looks like he's not. So I'm just gonna go for him. And now we only need 3 yards. So I'm just gonna hand it off to CMC, who seems to be scoring like all of the touchdowns for this team lately. He's gonna get caught. So I guess that's gonna set us back a bit because now it's 3rd and 4. I feel like Smith is our best option. So I'm gonna try and go for him. Everyone's locked up though, but we can just keep it on the ground with Daniels. So he's gonna be in for the score to make it a 2-score lead for the 49ers. Now we just gotta hope that our defense can hold on. And Jacksonville did keep it very close, but it looks like we were able to hold on for the dub. So after all of the new additions to this team, it looks like San Francisco is finally gonna win themselves a Super Bowl. I mean, picking up Jaden Daniels was obviously a really solid decision because as you can see, Jaden Daniels and the 49ers are gonna be hoisting the Lombardi trophy. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, feel free to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you check out my socials. I got everything linked in my description below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.